Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Let's Play The Wolf Among Us und sehr wahrscheinlich auch zur letzten Folge. Ich glaube nicht, dass es noch sehr lange geht. Irgendwie waren auf einmal die Texte englisch, ich weiß nicht warum. Und habe jetzt nochmal neu gestartet. Und ihr seht die Texte.
One good reason not to rip you apart right now.
This gun holds 6 rounds of specially designed
wir
silver
versuchen
bullets.
es gar nicht erst.
Now, I may not be the best shot, but I can guarantee that at least one bolt will meet its mark, and you'll find yourself rolling on the floor in agony, unable to heal yourself. Without Swinehart to save you, you'll die. Is that reason enough for you?
Oh ja.
Before you do anything with me, I thought I should point out a few things. Snow White wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want.
That's
Das ist
right.
der Plan,
What
haben wir eben
happens
auch
to you once you
gesagt.
get there is a different story.
I'm not quite finished. You will bring me back alive. Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community. And I'm sure Miss White would agree that I should be given a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that? I will have a trial. Are we clear?
The whole town will be calling for your execution. Why would you want me to bring you back there?
Why don't you let me worry about that?
Das ist seltsam.
Look,
Ja,
there's
warum
no
will er
reason
das?
for us to be at each other's throats here.
That's funny, coming from a guy pointing a gun at my head.
This is just a precaution. I'm sure
Vielleicht
you
will er auch
understand.
in den Brunnen reinspringen.
I'm
Vielleicht
no
weiß er
murderer,
was über den
Mr. Wolf.
Brunnen, was wir nicht
I
wissen.
didn't
Wir wissen ja
kill
nicht, wo
those
der
women.
hinführt.
And I think you know that. All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
If you're not a killer, then what are you?
I'm a businessman, not a killer.
There's still a lot you have to answer for.
And I will, as long as you agree to my terms. Because I'm not saying another word until I'm brought before the community.
Okay. Bringen wir
I
dich
don't
vor die
mean to
Gemeinde.
belabor the point, but just so we're clear, if you change your mind and decide to do something stupid, you won't get your answers. But you will have a difficult time explaining yourself to Miss White and the rest of this miserable town. You're often reckless, and I worry you're not thinking of the... Let me ask you an honest question. What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth?
Es geht
Or
um
do you just
die
want to be the
Gerechtigkeit.
hero?
Ihr seid Mörder.
Because those are two very different things.
This is about justice. I'm the sheriff. I have to do what's right. 2 people were murdered.
And you know who did it. Georgie. He's dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. You've won.
Du
You
hast es
really think I'm
aufgegeben.
that stupid?
I understand you have an obligation to bring me in, but you can brighten up a little. It's over. So, shall we get going?
Okay.
I'd rather not
Gehen
dawdle.
wir.
All right, let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you say?
Die Knarre behältst du auf keinen Fall.
I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup. I understand why she'd want to keep you around.
Handschellen
You're
anlegen.
under arrest. You'll be given a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will follow.
Das werden wir noch sehen. Der wird irgendwas wissen. Auf jeden Fall sind ja der Hauptteil der ganzen Fabletown-Gemeinde abhängig von ihm schon.
I know,
Weil sie
I
sich
know.
diese
But we have to do something.
Are you fucking
anderen
kidding
Sachen
me?
gar nicht
Are we
leisten kann.
sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity.
Wieso zur Hölle ist das schon wieder Englisch? Ich kapier das nicht. Das war doch gerade
He's
eben
back.
Deutsch.
The Crooked Man.
Der Crooked Man.
Motherfucker.
Versteh, wer will.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We
Also
were
wenn das
worried
jetzt nicht
you'd run
klappt,
into
machen wir
some
nochmal
trouble
neu.
at the Crooked Man's place.
Well, he didn't make it easy.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. He's here. We got him.
We can talk about it later. You did well, Sheriff.
Das ist scheiße. Wieso zum Teufel ist das nicht auf Deutsch? Versteh, wer will. Seltsam. Ich habe eigentlich alles richtig gemacht.
Sheriff, I'm
Alles richtig gemacht.
surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up.
Okay, gehen wir mal ins Hauptmenü. Hier stimmt mal wieder was nicht. Ah, genau am Ende des Spiels. Warum? Warum? Über Fairness. Ja, nimm mal ruhig die hier. Total Schnuppe.
I know. But we have to do something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing
Are
happening?
we sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to...
Also da ist doch irgendwas im Spiel falsch. Das kann doch nicht sein.
He's back.
The Crooked Man.
Thank God.
Motherfucker.
Ich wollte gerade schon sagen.
Are you okay?
Ich hatte auch
It's
eben
been
das Spiel
hours.
komplett außen wieder angemacht und dann
We
ging
were
es.
worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place.
Well, he didn't make it easy.
Nee, er wollte mich
What happened?
umbringen.
It doesn't matter.
Im
He's
Auftrag
here.
von
We
der
got
Bloody
him.
Mary.
We can talk about it later. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister.
Could
What do
you?
you have to say for
Where the
yourself?
fuck do you get off?
Poor
You
girls.
think you have the right
And
to
what
just
about
do this
Faith?
to
What could
people?
they have
You're a
done to
fucking
deserve
crook!
This. You should be
Fucking
ashamed.
shithole.
Everyone, can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder
As
of
I
Faith
already
and...
informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porge who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Du hast den
But
Befehl
I thought
gegeben.
it would be unwise to proceed with such faulty information.
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is the rotten scoundrel now?
Is he
Ah, die
still
werden,
out
der
there?
wird mich gleich als
Sincerely
Bösen hier
hope not.
darstellen.
Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
Don't worry about it. It's done.
Justice has already been dispatched. Bigby executed him.
He's... What?
Nein, habe ich nicht.
So you see,
Wehe,
the
ich kann da
culprit
gleich
has
nichts
been
Richtiges zu
punished.
antworten.
There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for.
I
And
was
I
told
don't...
I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the
What
charges.
other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
I'm well aware of my rights, Miss White.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf,
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And resisting arrest.
Oh, yes. Now, is there anything you would like to
Also da
say?
kann er sich eigentlich nicht mehr rauswinden.
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from your little record book.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're
Come on,
involved.
it's obvious.
Everyone just shut up for a minute. You wanted a chance to talk? Well, go ahead.
What?
We all know he's guilty. What the fuck does he need to speak for?
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government and, most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
ground.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get
But
on
we
with it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You're
fuck?
really going
This
to let
is
him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
This is ridiculous.
Aber dann nimmt man ihr doch nicht die Handschellen ab. Hallo.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
You've
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg.
Das
If
ist
you were
vertuscht.
so offended by it, why'd you cover it up then? If it had nothing to do with you and your shit, then why'd you try to protect him for so
What
long?
cover up? I never made any attempt to hide Georgie's criminal activity from you. I learned of it myself
For
only
fuck's
recently.
sake. Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
Yeah, and your goons attacked me. Did you forget that part?
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end.
Die wollten mich umbringen.
They do it because they want to protect me, as I've protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
Yeah, right. They don't
Ja.
do it because they want to protect
Genau, die wollten
you.
sich
You
beschützen.
intimidate people. Use scare tactics. They're afraid if they don't follow orders, they'll end up dead.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah. That's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant.
Du bist ein
When
böser
your
Mann auf
government
jeden
abandoned
Fall.
you, left
Dir
you
glaube ich
poor
gar
and
nichts.
helpless, sniveling on street corners. I was there to look out for you,
Yes, but
wasn't I?
We didn't abandon anyone. We've been trying to help
Crane
them.
die Schuld geben wir auch nicht.
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
What?
you were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
Is that true? Don't blame Snow. She had her reasons. Greenleaf was using her magic to help Crane and the Crooked Man. That's why Snow wanted your tree burned.
That's not why.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a crooked man.
We've made some mistakes.
Da
I've
war es ein bisschen
made
so,
some
ne?
mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away. But I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection, No one can. But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but we've been doing all this to protect you. We're trying to stop people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life.
Das ist ziemlich
You
cool
would go
gemacht
to
hier am
him
Ende
for
noch.
help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength.
He took Faith and Lily from us.
Jeder tut seinen
While we can never
Gesichtspunkt
get them
darstellen,
back,
das
we can
ist super.
certainly punish who's responsible.
They're right.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession
A confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Ja, was ist mit
Snow?
deiner Vergangenheit? Du hast deine
What
Frau und
about
Kind
your
umgebracht.
history? All you've done to this fucking town.
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this. I just
Of
need...
course it's right. This man tormented all of you for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
him.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course. Yes, you're responsible.
Well, by that logic, Miss White should be on trial for Tweedledum's murder, since you know Bigby works for her.
That's...
Nein,
killed
ich habe
the
mich
man.
verteidigt.
That don't make him a murderer.
Doesn't it?
What happened with Tweedledum wasn't Snow's fault. If you all want to blame someone, blame me. She had nothing to do with it.
Bigby and I have already discussed his behavior that night. We're handling it
Now, where have I
internally.
heard that before? How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee
Das war
when he was in
gerechtfertigt,
your
hätte ich vielleicht sagen
custody?
sollen.
He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that
Das war
go?
That was
Blaubart.
Bluebeard, not me.
He was a murder suspect.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for
This
mine.
is completely different.
I
We all...
did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of
Klar hat er
story.
das gemacht.
They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own
This
crimes.
isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen, I
The
know...
laws apply when we need them to.
Bluebeard, please.
What's that supposed to mean?
Everyone calm down. This isn't
I
the
mean, a
reason we're
certain
here.
level of privilege should be afforded to
who?
This is how it's always been.
This is what I'm talking about. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers, judging you, treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny? Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear
Ja, das
citizens?
dreht er ziemlich gut rum.
Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby? Miss White!
Excuse me,
I-
dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the
Ah, die
chance
ist
to
jetzt
say
nicht mehr
something.
befangen,
Why
weil
don't
sie
you
dann nicht
take
mehr
a
das
moment to catch
Halsband,
your breath a little
What's
while?
she doing here?
weil die Victoria tot ist.
I'd like
Sehr
to...
gut.
I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
She has something to say, and we're gonna
Sehr,
listen.
sehr gut.
Go right ahead.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut
what
up! You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
Genau, mach's ab.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Be quiet.
We need to establish
Vivian
some
hat sich
order
selbst
here.
umgebracht.
Vivian killed herself back at the Pudding and Pie.
I'm sorry, I don't think I know
Nerissa!
your-
My name is Nerissa.
It's okay, my dear. It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me.
And this just confirms it.
He
aber es muss
made
nicht
Georgie
stimmen.
do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me.
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well. No, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you.
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free
Tja,
after
was hat er
this.
What
erwartet?
did you expect to happen
Auf
here?
jeden Fall.
You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone
Der
again.
ist unsterblich. Hallo.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's
I
not
assure
good
you.
enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough bloodshed?
So we get rid of him.
Dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment. So I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not?
Snow.
Look, Snow should decide what we do with him. She's gonna be the deputy mayor,
But
so...
she's not the deputy mayor yet.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine. Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay, Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow,
Just do what you think is right.
Ja, Schneewittchen
Yes,
will sie
Sheriff.
wahrscheinlich,
Do what you think is
dass ich ihn
right.
Teach him a
einsperre.
fucking lesson.
No.
He has to
We can
die.
lock him
Just
away.
fucking get rid of him.
Sperr ihn ein. Hey! Ich hab sperr ihn eingesagt. Da muss das wohl passieren. Nein, mach's nicht. Mach's nicht.
I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
Sperr ihn ein. Mit Magie. Für die Ewigkeit. Da schauen wir doch mal gerade, was wir da bekommen haben. Sehr wahrscheinlich müssen wir das sowieso auf mehrere Arten machen für andere Enden. Fabletowns Justiz. Nachdem ein Krimineller im Fabletown gefangen genommen wurde, findet traditionell eine formale Anhörung vor der Gemeinschaft und den betroffenen Parteien statt. Allerdings gibt es oft Ausnahmen, um den Vorgang zu beschleunigen. In Wirklichkeit gibt es keine festgeschriebenen Regeln für solche Situationen und das Ausmaß, nach dem sich die Maßnahmen richten, hängt oft davon ab, wer gerade die Verantwortung trägt. Das ist eigentlich nicht so gut geregelt.
you said you had a way to keep him from hurting people.
Wait, you can't be
What
serious.
he's done, you just gonna put him in prison?
This isn't the way, Sheriff.
You're doing the right thing.
Yes, there's a way.
All right, do it.
Ich glaube, das wird Schneewittchen gefallen, deswegen haben wir das gemacht. Das ist auch die Version, die wir dann spielen werden, wenn das zweite die zweite Staffel kommen sollte. Ich hoffe nur, dass die jetzt noch zusammenkommen. Wenigstens einen Kuss will ich sehen. Ach, das ist er.
Not what I was expecting. Morning, crooked man.
He's got a sharp tongue. I thought it would be better for everyone if he parted with it.
Thanks, Greenleaf.
Let's just call it even.
Hey, Sheriff. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
Ich muss mich wahrscheinlich auch noch entscheiden, was mit dem Schwein ist.
This fucking line.
Oh, Mr. Wolf? Flycatcher left his keys.
Listen, Snow, can we talk? I wanted to...
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Okie dokie.
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Und wieder ein Eintrag im Märchenbuch. Mache ich jetzt noch ein neues Video draus oder ich lasse das einfach ein bisschen länger werden, weil es scheint ja das Ende zu sein. Eine neue Ordnung. Da Crane aus dem Rennen ist, hat Bürgermeister Cole offiziell Snow White zur Verwaltungsdirektorin und in seiner Abwesenheit zur stellvertretenden Bürgermeisterin ernannt. Viele sagen, dass die Beförderung längst überfällig war, da sie bei der Gründung von Fabletown eine wichtige Rolle gespielt und persönlich dafür gesorgt hat, dass viele Fabelwesen sicher in die neue Welt gelangen konnten. Inoffiziell erfüllt sie schon seit Jahren die Aufgaben des stellvertretenden Bürgermeisterin. Okay.
Someone's gonna see you, Colin.
Zwinker. Ich habe doch noch irgendwo ein bisschen Geld. Gib ihm das doch, dann hat er auch... Also für die zweite Staffel fände ich es cool, wenn das mit der Polizistin noch kommt. Ich war im Polizeirevier in der zweiten Staffel. Und wieso müssen die zur Farm? Das kapiere ich jetzt nicht.
I'm going! Jesus!
Auf jeden Fall müssten die noch eine Videoaufnahme von mir haben. Wir haben zwar das Gedächtnis
We only have like 5 minutes.
Carry me for fuck's sake! I don't give a shit!
Ich habe dem voll viel Geld gegeben.
Forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit! Just go grab that, would you? Sorry about all this. I tried to help. Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'll get another chance. But Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway. I told her I had the money, but she didn't want to hear it.
Das ist seltsam.
Wait! Sheriff Bigby! I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so...
Ach, die
if
Sammlung.
you could bring it to her?
Ja, sicher, doch, mach ich.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool, because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
I'm sure she'll love it.
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? I've heard ogres live there, and they eat people in their sleep sometimes.
God, I hope not.
Also zu der Farm kommen wir wohl erst in der zweiten Staffel.
Well, we don't have a choice anymore. Your dad broke the rules, TJ. You're not allowed to stay in Fabletown without a glamour.
Okay.
Come on. It won't be so bad.
Have you been there before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves. So you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Goodbye, TJ.
Also die einfach auf der Straße jetzt auch rumstehen, das scheint kein Problem zu sein.
Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
Woher soll ich das wissen? Ja, der wird noch ein Problem. Wieder ein neuer Eintrag im Märchenbuch. Na komm, sepp dich mal nach rechts. Nachdem er aus dem Heimatland geflohen ist, verbrachte Bigby Wolf viele Jahre damit, durch Europa zu streifen. In der neuen Welt entwickelte sich schon bald eine Gemeinschaft aus Fabelwesen und so machten Snow White und Feathertop den Wolf ausfindig, um ihn anzubieten, nach Fabletown zu kommen. Er war einverstanden und Snow schnitt ihn mit einem Messer, das mit Lykanthropie verseucht war, um ihm die Macht zu verleihen, sich jederzeit in einen Menschen zu verwandeln. Bigby wurde zum Sheriff von Fabletown unter der Leitung von King Cole, aber wegen seiner gewalttätigen Vergangenheit wollten ihm viele Fabelwesen nicht trauen und es wurde ihm untersagt, jemals einen Fuß auf die Farm zu setzen. Bis heute ringt er damit, sich unter den Augen der Gemeinschaft zu beweisen. Okay. Snow schnitt ihn mit einem Messer, das mit Lykanthropie verseucht war. Das ist nicht schlecht. Ich dachte, der hätte auch Glimmer auf sich. Braucht er also gar nicht.
Saying goodbye?
Also die geht dem Gewerbe wohl nicht mehr nach, so wie sie jetzt aussieht.
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
Du musst das hinter dir lassen.
Go. How are you gonna move on if...
Bigby, I know you're trying to help, but this is just something I need to do on my own. Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something.
What is it?
Sie hat gelogen.
It's about what happened to Faith and Lily.
Oder?
I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and we had this plan. We're gonna find a way out. Leave the pudding and pie for good. But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Ich denke es mir schon, sie hat gelogen. Sie hat gar nicht...
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone. We could just forget the whole thing. Maybe try again in a few years.
You what?
So I told him everything. And I begged for mercy for all of us. I didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Können wir sowieso nicht mehr ändern. Machen wir es jetzt so.
Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then... Oh, God.
Berühre ihren Arm. Da lächelt sie.
I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the Crooked Man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
Ja, das dachte ich mir schon.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the Crooked Man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
Willst du nicht lügen sollen? Das stimmt, aber was geschehen ist geschehen. Wir ändern das jetzt nicht mehr.
What's done is done.
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality.
Dachte,
especially
so
after that night after Faith. I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
You?
I walked her over here,
Das Stück Stoff.
and I left her.
So, that piece of fabric I found near there, that was you?
Yeah, I cut my leg trying to get over the fence.
Also das zieht sich doch noch etwas hin. Also machen wir doch noch mal ein letztes Video, das vielleicht was kürzer ist. Müssen wir mal schauen. Bis demnächst, euer Chojin.